All right. Even if not, yeah, we'll still.
If not, I'm buying one tomorrow.
Yeah. You let me know as soon as you buy one because I'll be buying one as well.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get the chat going. Make sure find post.
I feel like I should bring a second beer down here just to be ready.
You should. And keep your pants on this time.
Oh, I always wear pants. Just in case you stand up and show down, you know?
All right. Chat is going. I'm going to share us on Facebook. Share now.
I'm going to go get another beer.
Oh, man, he's drinking too. Everybody's going to be slurring words.
Getting a beer.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Everybody's getting ready for the show. You guys ready at home? Good. Good. All right. I think I muted that. All right. I'm going to do some sharing. Make sure that we're all good. Oh, Jesus. Let me go over to Twitch. See if I can share to my Twitter. It's Twitter, not X, by the way. Nobody refers to it as X. And if you do, you're a son of a bitch. All right, where's the share button? I knew there were share buttons.
To me. The new 4chan.
Twitter's not dead to me. Twitter definitely has a place and a purpose.
All the right-wing cucks took it over.
But yeah.
It was Elon being a fucking opportunist.
Make sure that's working. That is working. All right, we got our chat messages working.
Fuck Elon forever.
Yeah. Wait, what are we doing? Why are we effing Elon?
Not just regular poop, like blow it out diarrhea.
Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about.
I think she's agreeing with me, and I'm going to say yes, correct. Just like it is just garbage.
All right, let me gotta go over here and go to Twitch on my phone.
She would be correct in her assessment.
Share. There's blowout diarrhea. You know what that means?
Did I follow Deviant Gamer? I feel like I blocked it. Why did I do that?
You probably did.
I have it. I'm just joking.
You're a piece of shit.
Let's share it to the story.
Why would you block it?
I didn't. I'm joking.
Share to. I hate that it's called. Why would he be like, I'm gonna name it X?
Because he's a jerk off.
He really is. I don't care what anybody says.
She said, I didn't say that. What do you mean you didn't say that? Did someone else like log into your thing and say like blowout diarrhea? Someone needs to log out of all their devices.
That message was from May 9th of 2023. That's
really?
Yeah, this message. I don't know why it's still there, but it's from May 9th, 2023.
What show is that from?
I don't know, but it's just stuck there forever.
It must have been a show about Taco Bell.
It never, ever goes away. It's friggin' crazy. I don't know why it won't go away. Show about Taco Bell? Why are you the way you are?
Well, on the Taking a D days, we did do a lot of Taco Bell content.
That is true. I had to tell you no Taco Bell content.
You didn't want me to ruin your keto life?
Yes.
By the way, I secretly hate paleo people now on Instagram. Like, they're like, all the cheap, let me read a label and tell you what you can't eat. Like, go fuck yourself. I'm so tired of those people. Oh, sugar's bad for you. Shut the fuck up.
Sugar is bad for you.
Yeah.
No, it's not bad for you. If you don't eat a bunch of it like a fat ass, you're okay. Like, it's
this is the new show. Godfrey comes on, makes a comment, and me and Demonoid just tell him why he's wrong.
Negative, incorrect.
Well, obviously you both don't think sugar's bad for you since you both consume alcohol. So, which will turn into sugar once you put it in your body.
In moderation, you've got to pick and choose when you're going to drink and eat the poison.
I haven't drank all week.
Same. No, I lied. I had 2 beers yesterday. I'm
not judging, man. I'm just saying people will get on a diet and then like they start doing this content and it's all centered around the diet. Like I'm like, do you guys ever eat a piece of bread?
People are shuffling in. Welcome. Please share the show. We haven't started yet. This is our little pre-show banter where Godfrey tries to tell us that, sugar's okay. And but we're going to start in just a second. On today's show, we're going to be discussing the PlayStation 5 Pro, whether it's worth the money or not, and then just kind of go down the path of discussing just consoles in general, the future, where it lies, and the games that are out for them, and how exclusive games are a thing of the friggin' past. Most of the PlayStation games are on PC anyway, so we're going to have a lot of discussion. It's going to be like open forum discussion, so please share your opinions, thoughts, criticisms. If you want to tell Godfrey he's wrong, please do.
Let's talk about tipping.
No. You want to talk about tipping?
Let's do a whole show on tips.
Embarrass your wife right now. She feels embarrassed. Half your family's gonna be like, "Oh my God, stop talking about it."
Yeah.
That's the start gong.
The wife does not like the discussion of tipping. All right. Let me make sure the intro music is working because we had a couple of faulty kickoffs, so I just want to make sure.
It's new intro music. Drum roll.
That's the worst intro music ever. Nope, that's not the one. All right, it's working. That's it. All right, guys, stay right there. We will be right back with the show. Oh, Jesus. Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of the Deviant Gamer podcast. The podcast that will not, absolutely won't, eat your dog or cat, or anyone's dogs or cats, unless it will give us a killer stat boost. In that regard, we're going to eat that shit. Just going to put that out there. All right. I'm your host, Toxic Mike, and with me is the Godfrey.
What's
and
up?
Demonoid.
What's going on, guys?
How's my announcer voice?
Leave my cat alone.
Am I ready for prime time gaming? Maybe. I don't know. Look, man, there's cats and dogs everywhere, and who knows? Maybe they're delicious. I don't know. My dad actually ate dog kebabs one time at a barbecue. He didn't know it was dog. Somebody gave him a kebab. He ate it, thought it was delicious, and then found out that it was dog. That is
this America?
That is a true story. Yes, that was at some barbecue where there's a lot of drugs and alcohol flowing. And they had
America?
Dog car.
Was it American? What kind of drugs were they doing? Jesus.
He told me the story. I don't know. He might have been high when he told me the story.
He might have been high when he thought he consumed dog, and he actually didn't.
Yeah.
My dad, I mean, I was a little kid in the 80s, and he was a grown adult doing adult things. I don't know. The 80s were crazy. There's a lot of cocaine in those days.
Well, all I gotta say is, what a time to be alive.
That is
What a
true.
time to be. What a
I mean-
time to be alive.
I mean, how would you react if you ate a dog kebab?
Depends how taste it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the question is,
Depends.
do you eat ass?
Hi, Mom.
You
Thank
do.
you for tuning into the show.
If you do, then you probably really shouldn't be that tore up about it. But
I mean,
I would
in
not
the
like
80s,
to eat.
people would dance in a club all night and then go home as a stranger and do that. I mean, just the way it
Well,
was.
I don't want to justify clickbait, but I will say one thing. In India, it is considered to eat the cow. It's a holy animal, so they
Yeah.
think we're weird for eating burgers. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're
Absolutely.
delicious.
Delicious is the least of the word. I mean, magnificent, especially if it's a nice Big Mac. I digress. So, on today's show, thank you for tuning in. On today's show, we talk about the PlayStation 5 Pro and if the money matches the hardware and what the future of console gaming may look like. We don't know. We're going to speculate. We're going to talk and probably, spoiler alert, say that PC gaming rules all. But other than that, let's talk about what we've been playing this week. I'll start it off. I'll give you one hint for the Horde. That's right, more Warcraft. Sorry, guys. New expansion. That's what we're going to be playing. That's what you're going to hear about. So sorry, not sorry. But anyway,
What's the expansion?
I hate you. We were able to I was able to unlock the Earthen race. We talked about it last week, and I believe it was on the show last week, if I'm not mistaken, that we discussed. Demonoid told me that just flying around was a method to getting levels quickly with Earthen because of their racial buff. And I literally spent, I think it was about 6 hours flying around the old world over the span of a couple of days and got my Earthen to 70. It was boring as hell, but also very nostalgic. I literally, and Demonoid, if you ever do this, you'll probably have this feeling. I was literally like in the Outlands, like just kind of flying over areas where I'm like, I remember this time. I remember when we were fighting this. I remember walking through with the team in this like land, the Nether Void or whatever it's called. I remember getting there. I remember being able to fly for the first time. Just going all over different places, flying through Kalimdor, just looking down and being like, it seemed like going into old territory, like going back to the old neighborhood from when you were a kid. It was really cool, an interesting way to level, and I really recommend to anybody who gets an Earthen to go ahead and try that out. That's about does it for me. That's all I really did. That's it. Next.
Godfrey, what are you playing?
Well, I learned
other than
that.
Pocketball.
Yeah. I mean, I just put my pants down, but I learned that basically, you know, if you're gonna jump into World of Warcraft, like, you know, you got to make sure your friends are attentive. So these motherfuckers, let me tell you, they're giving them a C- right now in their attentiveness, trying to get in. But I'm brand new.
What do you mean? It's
To the
wait.
world.
What do you?
All right,
Actually,
hold on.
I
Let's do a timeout.
gotta defend Demonoid because I
got
was
on
dealing
the
with
phone. I'll give
family
him that.
stuff. But Demonoid on the phone was real on top of stuff in terms of
He got on
answering
it.
all your questions.
Waiting
Got
in a
on it.
Discord.
It was the previous weeks.
mean-
You guys did pick it up. That's why I came up from a D to a C plus. So I'm proud. But you know, it's I'm looking. It looks like it's a cool game. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna jump in the world tonight. I created my character. It will be the Godfrey on there, of course, with no space because I guess you're not allowed to do that there. I guess that's something that's above their technology. Putting a space in your name just will make the whole system crash. But anyway, that being said, you know, I always find that funny when they're like, no space in your username. You can't have that. No, it's just crazy to me. But anyway,
Yes.
anything
Gotta
that
do
does it, but-
underscore.
yeah, or whatever. Yeah, so it's cool. Demonoid was taking me through it. So I'm gonna be doing that. I picked a monk, and he told me what side to be on. So not that we're anti-human over here. So
We are. That's
Hey,
alliance.
and the blood elf. So I went blood elf monk, and that will be my first forte. And so tonight is my I'm dipping my toe in. I bought it, and I will be in the world of Oh, is that a Schwartz ring? What is that?
No, I'm showing you my wedding ring
for the horde.
says "For the Horde" on it.
Wow.
If you don't
Did
think
she
that the
fight you on
Horde,
that?
no, she got it for me. But I'm gonna
All right,
say, if
very
you don't
thoughtful of
believe
her.
the love for the Horde and the utter disdain for Alliance isn't real, I mean that pretty much solidifies it.
I haven't had a lot of time to game because fortunately, Dog Pass a couple weeks ago, you guys know about and
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
and everything. But so my
Wait.
gaming has been trying to figure out how to play World of Warcraft, and I think I'm to the point where I can actually play World of Warcraft
There you go.
now.
All
So
right. So we
I'm
expect a
excited about
full
that.
review. I want a new player review from you from the next show. So
I want
The
him to be
graphics look
level
cool.
80 raid geared next
Yeah.
Friday.
Why not?
Somebody in the chat says Alliance is better looking.
Okay.
You don't beat a blood elf. That's what I told Godfrey. Make sure it's a female blood elf and take the clothes off.
It's a
Transmog
male.
needs
Sorry,
no clothes.
I thought you were joking when you said put it in a bikini, but
No,
No,
you can do that.
they used to be players who would do that, having a bikini, dancing on top of like a mailbox or something, and players would walk up and give them gold, like literally
Yep.
tip them, and then they would make all this gold just by doing that. Yeah, that was a thing. Gamers are perverts. Demonoid, what you been playing? Anything else or same as me?
So I'm WoW like you, but I do have another one. But for WoW, everybody knows. I don't know. We won't jump into too much this episode because we did 2 episodes of WoW. But season 1 came out, so I started knocking out some seasonal content. The Great Vault is open, which I would like to get a couple more things unlocked in that tonight with the 2 of you guys. Delves increased from tier 1 to 3 all the way up to 8. No, from 12, right? Is it 11 or 12? Do you remember?
I think it was 11.
Yeah, either way, but tier 8, top tier 8 is the top gear. You can't get anything other than that. The rest is just for achievements and such. And it's tough. I soloed my way to tier 6 in Delves, and I can't go any further. We're gonna have to. It'll be a group effort tonight until my gear score gets a little higher.
Oh, I'm all. I was watching some of the footage. I'm all about going into a group with those delves. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I want to try a high tier delve. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
get, and it's perfect because I don't think I can jump you right up to 6. I think you have to complete each one the way. So
Mhm.
we'll get him going and we'll level him through delves tonight. Getting up, we'll increase the difficulty each time basically until we
Right.
can't go any further. A little bit of that, and I keep my paladin. My paladin is the highest gear score I got. He's ready to raid. We could be doing raid finder tonight. I'm not, well, he's got to get up to 80 first, but
Yeah.
my gear score is ready for raid finder, so my paladin's ready, and now I'm deciding on my second character, and I cannot. I've been flip flopping a lot, which is I do that every time. I'm the guy with 13 level 70s.
And then you come in like randomly with one of them, and I'm always like, holy shit, dude, you're amazing with this guy, and you'll be like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
You'll come in
that's the thing. I just don't like the play
insanely.
style of some characters.
Yeah. So
But yeah, no, I did. So I did season 1 WoW, but then I also jumped into. We briefly mentioned it last episode. I think Satisfactory released in 1.0, and we've talked about it in other shows that it's not survival. It's I don't know what you would call that show or what you would call that game, how you would classify it, but it's literally factory management where you mine resources,
yes.
automate production lines. But there's also I'll tell you, Mike, you would probably like the world. It is a beautiful world. They did a great job designing the world. Like if you find any clips of it or anything, you want to pop it up there. The world design is great. The creatures that are in it kind of reminds you of No Man's Sky, where you just land on an alien planet.
That was so awesome
Yeah,
in
so
VR.
that's exactly what it's like. Like you don't get to leave the planet. You don't get to keep going from place to place to place. the game is just set on one planet, but you are a fix-it employee, as they call it, and you're there to mine resources and just, I don't know, like build on the planet with anything else you can find, basically. Um, and it's all the progression tiers. I mean, when you first land, you're chopping down trees to burn stuff for your power. Eventually, you can burn coal. Eventually, you can get oil. Eventually, there's nuclear power. Like, the tiers go up. It's a tier system. Uh, and it's just, I don't know. You got to be a specific type of gamer to like it. There's a lot of math involved and a lot of just building, but you could also just walk around and explore the world. Like we were saying how great Hollowfall was and everything in World of Warcraft. Just walking around the world of Satisfactory is great. I would definitely recommend just checking it out. I think it's only like a $20 game. It might not, with full release. With full release, it might be a little more expensive now.
$20 is that F it price.
Mm-hmm.
I as you were speaking, I remembered one other game and the reason why I forgot this is because I literally played it, I'd say maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes tops. I don't know why. I was on xCloud, Xbox Cloud Gaming. And I saw this and I was like, I just wanted to just do it for a moment, just to see what the hype is about, because I had read so many good reviews, and they also have a VR version of this game. So I was like, just so many people are all hype about this. They keep on coming out with extra content. Big time IPs. They just came out with a Back to the Future downloadable upgrade for it, and I was like, okay, let me check this out. And it was none other than Power Washing. So Power Washing is an actual game put out you can get it in VR, you can get it in Xbox, PlayStation, but it's on xCloud where you can stream it for free. Not free if you have Game Pass, obviously. But you literally, and there's the van I was power washing. You literally have a power washer and you just clean shit.
You could do my driveway in real life if you want.
Power wash simulator, and it's just so ridiculous, but it's got a cult following, and guess what okay, so we're watching a video right now that's the IGN review of this game. Can you guess what number out of 10 this game got?
It probably got 9. Fucking stupid.
It actually got it's gonna pop up here in a second. It actually got a 7. Reviewed on Xbox, also available on PC, a 7, so it's a good game to go by. So yeah, I wanted to just share that with you guys. I just had a memory. I know it wasn't a lot. It was only like 5 minutes, but well worth mentioning. And as we talk about games that don't require insane graphics, but also get insane reviews and just popularity, the PlayStation 5 during its, the PlayStation Sony State of Play that was held just a couple days ago on September 10th, they announced the PlayStation 5. Here, I'm going to play while I just talk about a few things. The video, this is the reveal video that was 1 minute long, and this they do a very like movie-esque introduction to the PlayStation, the next leap. Now, it's funny that they say the next leap, and if you noticed, it leaped off of the base, because you don't get the base with this console. You have to buy the base separate. Which is hilarious. So it's just, vibrant colors, enhanced with the blood of a virgin. I don't know. So this was the whole reveal. A lot of people, there was a lot of oohs and ahs for this. But then a whole lot of, after it was shown, what the fuck did we just see? I'm gonna go over all of the talked about specs for this thing, what they're touting it for. So this is a mid-generation release, which has become kind of standard with all of all consoles. So what we're looking at right now is, I'll bring this up. What we're looking at is a PlayStation Pro having the Spectral Super Resolution, PSSR. Every system, every electronic, Apple started it. Now everybody's got to have their own resolution. Get super sharp image clarity on your 4K TV using AI-enhanced resolution for ultra-high definition play with astonishing detail. Optimized console performance, reach higher and more consistent frame rates for silky smooth gameplay with supported 60 Hz and 120 Hz displays. This is already in current gen, by the way. My Xbox does 120 Hz. Advanced ray tracing, which I don't know what advanced ray tracing is. Experience next level realism with ray traced reflections, shadows, and high quality global illumination as you explore stunning game worlds. PS5 Pro enhanced games. Here's the kicker, guys. They're coming out with this PlayStation 5 Pro with no console selling game. They're touting that previous games that people have already played and beat and played to hell and can play on their current gen are just going to be enhanced. Why would you go buy this? If you're a PlayStation guy, but if you're a PlayStation guy, you already have the PlayStation, you already have this game. What are you going to say, Godfrey?
Listen very closely. They're the new Sega. This is the Sega Saturn.
2 terabytes.
Remember when that came out?
Yes, I was very happy.
It was a complete failure, and then the Sega Dreamcast. That was such a bad failure. It sank the Sega Dreamcast, which I know some people say it was ahead of its time, but this is like an in between like system. I don't know, man. Just
only ones that are going to
buy
buy
the Xbox version of it. What was that though? Was it the 1S? Am I getting that wrong? That came out. That was after the X, not the.
No, the Xbox One S was the budget-friendly version. So whenever the new norm is when any kind of, because Meta is coming out with the Meta Quest S. If it's an S
Series
at the
X,
end,
you're talking about the Series X is the budget-friendly version.
No, the Series S.
Yeah,
the S. Anything with an
One S. The One S was after the Xbox. Before that, it was in between. Yeah, Series.
See, I'm getting confused. Anything with an S is usually the budget. It might be.
No, it was the white one.
Yeah.
The way they do this.
One.
I don't see color. 2 terabyte of storage, next level online wireless connectivity, a PS5 Pro game boost, and backwards compatibility.
That's good. Backwards compatibility is always nice.
I mean, but that should be just standard on every console ever known to man.
You had to fight Xbox. You had to be outraged to get some of the backward compatibility that they weren't even trying to do at first.
For Xbox?
Whoa. Yeah, yeah, man, some of your games you had to hunt down. I don't know. It was a little annoying. But PlayStation lost me a long time ago, but I don't see you got to have the right TV to take advantage of some of the enhanced graphics. You have to have the right setup.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Series X, right? But the refresh rate's got to be higher for the games that qualify for those kind of specifications on your TV, or it's not really going to take advantage of it anyway, right?
But also, I've got behind me an OLED, very high quality gaming television that does all the next level. It's basically a large ass monitor. It does 120 hertz. It does 4K. It does AMD FreeSync. It does all this stuff. So
does it say optional 4K?
With most people, with most people not having that level of television in their house, none of this stuff really matters. We're going to go over the side-by-side comparison from the PS5 Pro to the PS5. The CPU looks like it hasn't changed. The GPU, they're touting all of these specifications for it, but it still hasn't been announced which GPU they're actually using. The RAM, they still haven't announced exactly what RAM they're using. The internal storage will be a 2 terabyte SSD, which is huge because as of right now, with the higher end PlayStation 5, you got a 1 terabyte. 2 terabytes is always good. Wi-Fi 7 compared to Wi-Fi 6, I don't think that makes a dick lick of
I don't even know what
difference.
that means.
It's just a number change. And with most people's internet, they're not going to see a change in their router, which they probably own the router that was supplied by their cable company. Like, that's not going to change. Both of them have the expandable SSD slots. External storage still the same. Optical drive. That's the one thing. The PlayStation 5 Pro will not come with any CD drive. It is digital only. You have to buy an attachment, an extra add-on after already buying this.
You can't
And
raise the price and take hardware out.
the
Like,
price is
you can't
600.
raise. Oh,
So you're going with $500 for the PS5 or $700. Just it's 100%. All it is doing is making your game look a little prettier. A little
You know,
prettier.
I always argue like graphics are nice, right? But like, unless it's a substantial difference, how much longer into the game are you gonna like pause? And be like, wow, these graphics are really great. Like, if it's a marginal difference, I don't think it's worth the money. And I bet you half the people that buy it don't even realize they might not even have the right TV to take advantage of it. I'm telling
Oh,
you right
that
now, like
100%. I 100% agree with you. And graphics for me, yes. You're playing a game that can do insane graphics. You want to look at it. When GTA 6 comes out, I want to see that shit as high fidelity, as high resolution as I could possibly see it. But at the same token, if I'm not pulling every last bit of graphic fidelity out of it, but the gameplay is still unbelievable, and I can go to the strip club in the game and do what I got to do there, and it seems real, I don't give a damn. I'm not
yeah.
spending.
I mean,
I just literally, that's $700. I just literally bought a gaming PC for that price that could probably do more. Not only probably, I guarantee graphic wise can do more than that, but also
mhm.
is more versatile. You could do way more. It's way more upgradable and all that kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. I don't
I mean,
say.
yeah. And the thing is, you know, I think PlayStation was doomed to die. And when you would talk to a PlayStation, I used to be a PlayStation person before online gaming got really relevant. And, outside of like, the guys doing LAN parties with a computer, and Xbox did so much better with it. The customer service was better through
Hmm.
Microsoft. When you had a problem with your console, I suffered the red ring of death and the display read era from the PlayStation 2. And it took Xbox 3-4 days to get it back to me, and it took PlayStation with me going to their repair center dropping it off. It took 2 weeks. Like I had to drive to Levittown, Pennsylvania, because we that was late '90s. You're like, I got to play NHL '99. What's going on here? But
He
anyway,
had to walk
well,
through the snow in his bare feet.
yep, bare feet. So you can't decrease the hardware and increase the price. Like, and I
But
know it's nominal.
they're okay. So they are increasing the capabilities of it, and the hardware is getting increased in terms of their RAM and their. But I understand what you're saying. You're still taking away a part of it that a lot of people still have physical games, or people, especially kids, can still go to like GameStop or eBay and buy the games they want for half the price as long as it's on a physical disc. I mean, I've got a PlayStation 5 right behind me and I have physical discs. My son was just trying to put in the disc for I think it was Miles Morales. So you
Yeah,
go ahead and do this and you're shooting yourself in the foot.
they never really like the excuse people would give you. Like, I'm like, dude, why do you play PS5? Oh, the graphics are better. I'm like, really? Come on, bro. It's not like it's not that significant. Like, I know there's some games that might look more polished and and more beautiful, and I get that if that's really your kink for gaming.
Right.
But when you play the game, it's about playability, right? Like that's like, is it fun? Like some of the worst graphic games can be fun to play. I mean, we used to be entertained by 8-bit games, and we didn't give a shit about graphics back then. And now we have the option, but we have all these great choices, but they screwed themselves. This is a long time coming, and this is the best thing they have. It's almost like they have to do this release to stay relevant because everything is moving toward online. Like even Microsoft started saying like we're going to shift the whole market and we're just going to go crazy with the cloud and
absolutely.
PlayStation's like, I guess we'll do it. I guess we won't, and they're going to get left in the dust.
I have a question for Demonoid, because I know that he probably still has physical game discs somewhere in his house.
Oh yeah.
So, do you think that this would work in terms of a sales pitch? You buy the PlayStation 5 Pro, spend the extra money, you're getting an all-digital system. But PlayStation agrees that within the first month that you registered that PlayStation 5, that any physical disc copy of a game, how would they do this though? I guess through a code or what have you.
Talk about money back?
No, they find a way that you prove that you have that game and you have a PlayStation 5, and they give you the digital version.
You just download it on the digital. Yeah,
right.
No, there absolutely should be that. I mean, you're giving a
does
what
it kind of already
scenario.
have on Xbox already? Like when you download the game from the disc, like
no, because you still have to have the disc to play it.
Well,
can you save it to the cloud?
No, what?
And then be able to play it. You can save like there's a terabyte. You have your local storage, and then you have the Xbox cloud. Like, can't you save it to there and then not have to worry about that anymore?
No. If you have a disc for any console game,
make you put it in there.
Yeah, you have to put it in. If you did not buy it digitally. But go ahead, Demon. What were you saying?
Yeah, what you were hinting at is you're saying like a what if it would be nice type of situation. I feel like that's like a has to be situation. You just said that they didn't release any new games with this console. You put see ya.
Yes. For anybody that's listening on the podcast version, Demonoid's camera just went dead. So Demonoid, I'm sorry, Godfrey.
Yeah. I'm back. But I didn't go dead. I had to blow my nose. I was using the mute button.
But it seems like a no-brainer. But
it seems like something they have to do.
You're going to force people to get a digital version, Yeah,
you just said they released a new console without like a game busting like a console seller. So it's something that everybody already has these games. You're going to make them go pay another $60-$70? Like, nah. There's got to be a way to download on the new console. Like it's not a what if. It's like it should happen.
Like look at Wi-Fi.
And earlier,
7,
Godfrey
right?
talked about graphics.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Wi-Fi 7, right? Most people don't know about Wi-Fi 6, and I do, right? And like, do they know what Cat 7 cable is, right? And I do, and it could upgrade your speed. But you have Wi-Fi 7 built into there, and unless you're a hardcore gamer on PS5, I don't even know if you're going to take advantage of Wi-Fi 7. You're going to be using probably the standard Wi-Fi 5 or Ethernet 5 cable, and so it's like that's a good thing. But I feel like when you get to that level of detail as a gamer, you're gonna say to yourself, well, I'm gonna go buy a PC. You know what I mean? And like, because if you're gonna know if you know what Wi-Fi 7 is, you're probably gonna have a PC. Like you're not, and it's nice that they did that, but I would argue that most routers that you're gaming off of in most homes aren't Wi-Fi 7. They're Wi-Fi 6 at best.
No, absolutely.
So it's like it's a feature that's great. And if it's going to be your console, that's going to be a flagship for like 4 or 5 years. I understand going to that latest threshold, but it also drives the price of the console up. Like, so to me, I feel like this is like an in-between system for them. That like, if this is going to be their next release for the next 4 or 5 years, I don't think it's going to.
No, they've already said this is definitely an in-between. This is a mid-generation console release. That's why it's.
I don't think it's going to do well.
And that's why it's not a PlayStation 6. I think the only people that are going to buy it are like the insane fanboy
Losers.
PlayStation that would literally punch you in the face for saying something wrong about them. We're looking at the PlayStation 5.
Graphics are better, bro. Graphics are better.
Disc drive for PS5 Pro, which is $80. So you can already buy it from Walmart right now. The release dates
looks like a space heater.
I've got the information right here. The pre-orders start September 26th, so not that far away, and the launch date is going to be November 7th. I'm going to be glued to my monitors, checking out to see how launch is going to go, because I don't think it's going to go very well.
Might be that piece of crap scalper and buy some and resell them.
Xbox, again, shifting their focus from physical consoles to more of an Xbox cloud gaming experience, but still supporting and saying that they're going to continue to go down the route of physical consoles. But I mean, there's still you get your Xbox and you're gaming at 4K, 120 frames per second, 8K HDR, high dynamic range, Xbox Velocity architecture. Like, there's I don't know. There's no reason between PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X to go down this route, in my opinion. I would love to hear from. I wish we knew somebody that was an actual big time PlayStation fanboy to find out what the reasoning would be behind buying this console.
Yeah.
Because I just don't see it. Unless I would imagine the ones that are going to buy it are, first off, the insane fanboys that are playing stuff like Madden.
It's going to be your hardcore Madden, Madden people.
Call of Duty people.
Yeah,
just
Call of Duty's going to do
Call
it.
of Duty's a big one because you want to get every ounce of pixels to make sure that you see everything that you possibly can to feel like you've got the edge. But
then you got to, all right, if you're going to do that though, then you got to upgrade your internet speed. You got to do all, you got to do so many
TV, internet.
Yeah,
like,
but those guys
my house.
Those guys that are that hardcore, if any of that stuff even makes a lick of difference in their gameplay or their ability to get a headshot or their kill count, they've already got that. Like, if that's
or they
truly,
would have went to PC. Like
not that, I don't agree with that. I still agree that a lot of those individuals that would think about going to PC, but their PlayStation, like they've got a PlayStation tattoo on like their right hip or as a tramp stamp. These individuals would literally go hook up a mouse and keyboard to their console or get one of those elite controllers, and elite in quotations, where they got like the hot buttons and you can customize them and the super triggers and the multiples, and they'd get one of those. I mean,
I'm gonna make an all Temu.
I know what you're talking about. I forget what they're called. Ronnie was looking at them.
I'm a console guy. Like, just for the viewers to listen, I'm a console guy. These guys are gaming. You guys both have gaming PCs, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm going to stretch the bounds of what a non-gaming PC can do, because of World of Warcraft, I'll be using my Microsoft Surface Pro 11. Now, it does have 32 gigs of RAM, so it can hold up. All right.
WoW will play on a toaster. I will say that.
Yeah, that's
I played
true.
WoW in the hospital a couple years back on a shitty PC meant for word typing, and it worked.
This is the good. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead. But the MLB The Show was another big exclusive that used to be on PlayStation only. And now you can get it on Game Pass. It's on Xbox. And that was one of the last ones that was a big deal for PlayStation, especially sports-wise. And I feel like a lot of guys who did play PlayStation were sports games guys. Like, that they were all about the NBA 2K, MLB The Show. The wrestling game is on both platforms, so are the NBA games, and so is Madden. But I feel like a lot of guys who played PlayStation console and were sports guys, where Xbox is people who are, they want to kind of spread their wings and play some other stuff, and they're Halo fans too, right? Like Halo's never going to be on Sony.
I've heard of the difference between PlayStation gamers and Xbox gamers is PlayStation gamers are dicks, are assholes. Are the bottom of the barrel. I mean, are the guys that are going to
experience both?
Are the guys that are going to go?
Do
no. This comes from oh god, if you guys knew a guy named Adam Sessler who used to be on a show called X Play before computer and IGN was ever really a thing. On X Play, he used to review games, and I actually follow him on Twitter and on TikTok, and he was recently talking about his days reviewing games and who was the worst to kind of lash back at him when he gave a bad review. And he said that PlayStation players were always the worst. And he always looked at PlayStation players as like the total douchebags of gaming. Not only the younger generation of douchebags, but also just the you cannot speak bad or ill about anything. And he said that Xbox gamers were more adults and were less likely to ever say anything negative, even if you said negative about their thing, because they didn't care. They just wanted to play and have fun. And that's the way I look at the two consoles. PlayStation just players always came off as cocky assholes. Xbox players and people that like Xbox came off as the guys who enjoy games and just want to play games. So that's the way I always looked at both of them.
I don't know, man. You get into a COD room that's cross-platform now. You might
then you're hearing then you're hearing the hard R over and over again.
Yeah.
Anyway, DualSense Edge.
The hard R.
We were talking about.
Whoops.
I'm not talking about water. The DualSense Edge is the controller for PlayStation gamers if they don't want to go to a PC, but they need those extra buttons that you would get with a mouse and keyboard, and the customization that you would get from macros on a PC. So this is what Demonoid was saying. Well, then they're just going to go to PC, and they're not. They're not going to go. They're going to find other avenues to try and emulate and pretend, make believe that their precious console is actually relative to a PC. And you know, that's fine by them. That's fine by them. And they're gonna spend $700 so that they can get a PlayStation Pro that's gonna sit right next to their PlayStation 5, and they're gonna play their PlayStation 5 they're gonna play their PlayStation 5 when they have a disc, and they're gonna play their PlayStation 5 Pro when they don't. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I've played that game where I upgraded my one Xbox and I went to the other one. And I got the in-between system, and it was okay. It wasn't the best.
I don't
there was
do
a deal
that.
on it.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's like once you've moved on from that last console, it's like an ex-girlfriend. I'm done with you. Goodbye.
No,
I might hand you off to a buddy.
I was done. Nice. I was done, but I traded the other one in, and so I got a good deal on it. It was a good trade-in deal at the time around Christmas, so it was almost a wash. So that's why I did it. But you know, I don't know, man. Consoles, I'm a console guy still. I think they're fun and all that. And dude, I remember in the '90s, I lived on the West Coast a little bit. My dad lived in Vegas, and I had Sega TV. I know you guys heard about that over here, like on the East Coast. You're like, oh my God, is that real? Because I don't think they had that on the East Coast, right? It was a West Coast. Did you guys ever? I thought it was a West Coast.
Sega TV.
Yeah, I had Sega TV, dude. It's way ahead of its time. All you did is you had a little thing you plugged into your console.
That's the Game Gear.
No, it wasn't Game Gear. No, it's Sega TV, man. I had it. You got it right through your cable company. They piped it right through your TV.
Google this.
Sega TV was real, and I had it. It was awesome, dude. And I moved when I was 15 back to like PA or New Jersey with my dad because of the Vegas. Sega TV was a thing. The cable company piped it right into your TV in the mid 90s.
1994.
I remember playing that. And I was like, this is amazing, dude. Like you were rotating out like 30, 40 games. Like you had everything. It was the shit.
Are you talking about Sega? Wait. Are you talking about Sega Channel?
That's what I'm finding.
So I've got the Sega Game Gear.
Not actual TV. It might be Sega Channel. Yeah, you could say that. Same thing.
Here's the thing. There was a set called the Sega Channel.
No, I'm not talking about watching TV on the Game Gear. I'm talking about
right. No.
Sega Channel. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's it. You slammed it right into your Sega.
Okay.
And it was through your cable company, and it was amazing.
Dude, this was Game Pass in '94.
Yeah. It was. I had it. It was awesome. And
working on for the Sega Channel adapter. The Sega Channel was way ahead of its time, and it provided a lot of great memories for me. So I decided to mod my adapter and try and relive the experience. Oh, and check this out. Sonic Mini actually existed first on the Sega Channel way back in 1995.
Wow. I've never, ever heard of this.
How did this not take off? This is fucking Game Pass.
Dude, it did.
In 1994.
It was amazing.
So this is the Sega Channel adapter, and I modified it to play every Sega Genesis title. With
the only good thing my dad did for me.
Service, just the adapter cartridge itself. So let's try this out and relive the Sega Channel experience. The Sega Channel was an online gaming service developed by Sega for the Sega Genesis that launched in December of 1994, which allowed customers to play Sega Genesis games by downloading them via a cable service provider and a Sega Channel adapter. Customers could also play game demos, access cheats, and even compete in contests to win awesome prizes like the Primal Rage Arcade with a value at the time of $2,500. The service cost was approximately $13 a month, with a $25 activation fee, which included the adapter as well. Even though this doesn't seem like much, at the time it was considered expensive. When Sega initially launched the Sega Channel, the service was made available for over 20 million households, and they projected having over 1 million subscribers by the end of the first year. But the Sega Channel at its highest peak only reached 250,000 subscribers. The main reasons associated on why Sega didn't achieve their goals was the price of the service and the timing of the release, which was right at the decline of the Sega Genesis. The service still had,
and it was on the West Coast mostly.
Wow!
He must not know that. I had it. I lived in Las Vegas, dude.
Look at Godfrey bringing something to the table that nobody knew about.
$13 back then is a lot.
Don't test me on retro gaming. Don't test me
on
it.
Oh boy. Okay, don't put it on the table like that. All right, just
I'm just gonna slap it on there. But listen, I remember experiencing that, and ever since I experienced that, there was a gap, like where we didn't really have anything like that. I was like, man, it'd be great if we had something like that. So for me, with all this technology we have right now, with you could play it on Amazon, you can play it, you got Google Cloud Game, you have everything, and now what's most important to me is it cross-platform, right? When it comes to console play, especially, and if the game's not cross-platform, I'm kind of like I almost didn't buy. Madden's kind of cross. I don't think Madden's even cross-platform yet, but I know COD is.
A lot more games are becoming cross-platform. Yeah,
I think it's so stupid not to be cross-platform. If I was a game creator, I'd be like, I'm not gonna put my game on your console.
Madden or allow you to play with somebody that's on PlayStation, or allow you to play with somebody that's on PC.
But that was the game that wasn't cross-platform. I didn't buy the new wrestling game because of that, because I would like to create my own wrestlers. I used to really be into that, and then wrestle and play my friends. But if some of them are stupid enough to buy a PlayStation, I have a couple guys like that during my crew, then I can't play them. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, you made a bad choice. And so, but in this day and age, everything should be cross-platform. I think it's a stupid money grab.
I agree with you. And also with PlayStation 5, with the announce of PlayStation 5 Pro, with all this news going on and all this hype, I still don't understand why PlayStation hasn't dipped its toe into the cloud gaming. I've said it many times.
I don't know.
Online, on this show, in social groups, that I believe that cloud gaming is where it's going to go. There's no need for a console anymore.
I agree.
Internet speeds, streaming, remote play has gotten good enough that the high quality HD is smooth, looks great, and you don't have to have a console. And the fact that, and we talked about this before, they sell consoles at a loss, and now that you don't need that middleman of a console, you just sell the game through the cloud. Now the flip side to that is that it's not really even selling the game. You're selling a service of the cloud service. So you don't own a game. So you have to keep the cloud service going, that subscription. But for ease of use, for the ability to play everywhere, anywhere, any device, any TV, upstairs, downstairs, in your bedroom, on your phone, on your laptop, that is humongous in terms of keeping somebody plugged in and playing. Not only playing more often, but beating games more, which means they're going to go to a different game faster, which is a huge barrier, especially with older gamers, where you don't have the time, energy, ability to play these games very often. So you get caught on one game for way longer than it should have taken, and you don't move on to the next game, which hurts the game developers in terms of being able to sell you on something new. I don't know why PlayStation is reluctant to dive into that world.
I can tell you, I have an idea why.
Go ahead.
Years ago, they bought. I forget the company's name. I'm looking at it right now, but they did try to dip their toe in around 2013, and they just failed miserably. So maybe they're gun shy because of that. I mean, they should be seeing that they shouldn't be, but I believe a lot. It's Gakis. It's GAKIS. They bought them. for 380 million in 2012. It was a startup, and that's what they were supposed to help them deliver, something kind of like Google Stadia Cloud gaming service, right? Um, and Google has had a lot of failures in that, but they did as well in the early 2010s, and that's why I think maybe they're gun shy on it. Maybe that I mean, listen, there's in the gaming world at one point, PlayStation and Sega were supposed to partner together, and it never happened, right? So I mean, that there's some executive on the board that thinks he knows better, and then he fudges it up, and he's like, no big deal, I'll take my bonus and walk away. Because when if you just look at like why PlayStation has it, it just doesn't conceptually make sense to anybody that is a gamer. Like, how come they're not so involved in it? I mean, the market's moving that way, right? Like, look at what Xbox is doing. It's smart to do that, and it makes sense because it's going to cost them less. The hardware piece of it is going to cost less for the consumer. I argue that you'll be paying the same amount of money because you're going to be paying for game add-ons and things of that nature and everything, and they'll get that same amount of money in a different way, but it's going to cost them less because they're not making physical hardware. You know what I mean? It's like, and as TVs get more powerful, I think it'll be interesting. I don't think it will replace PC gaming, but it's definitely going to replace the consoles. I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. So PlayStation.
Let me ask you guys a question about PC though. Like, if you're an entry PC person, right? Like, say you're looking at this PlayStation and you're like, you know what? I didn't want to go PC, but this is so much, and I want to upgrade to it. What's a minimum you think you can get as a brand new PC gamer that you're going to spend? Like, what's the dollar amount you're looking at comparatively to the PS Pro?
It really depends on what kind of gamer you are, what kind of games you're looking to play, what kind of specs, whether or not your monitor that you have is going to be able to display 1080p.
You're just bridging from Pro 5 to
bridging sounds dirty.
PC.
Well, it's also your skill set. If you can build a computer on your own, much cheaper than somebody that clicks a button on CyberPower PC.
I wouldn't say much. It used to be much. It's going to be a little bit cheaper. I honestly don't think it's significantly.
Let's build a Temu version for the show.
There have been people that have bought gaming PCs off of Temu. They don't come in very good. For me, I would say, comparably speaking, if you're going to be doing some kind of gaming, you want to play whatever you want to play, and you want to have decent graphics, you're looking at spending somewhere around $1,000 to $1,300.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. 1,200 was my number I was going to spit out there.
What's the lifespan?
Ooh, I went around
you think?
Yeah.
The lifespan. So I've had mine for the past, I want to say 6 years, 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
I'm still running.
I think
strong.
we bought ours.
Yeah, around the same time. Yeah, remember? Yeah, because I bought mine. We were still console gamers. I bought mine, and then you went, wait, you're going back to PC? I was like, yeah. You're like, fuck it, and then you started doing research. Now I've done a couple of upgrades. I've upgraded the hard drives. I've also upgraded from 16 gigabytes of RAM to 32 gigabytes of RAM. So little minor upgrades that kind of help with just little things here and there, loading faster and stuff like that. No massive upgrades like the graphics card or anything. So for all intents and purposes, it's pretty much the same PC. So they'd last pretty long with being able to. I can't max out like the latest game that came out with like the best graphics, but it'll handle it well.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I mean, I guess because you can use your gaming PC for other stuff you have to, like browsing the web and stuff like that, right? So you can probably
also
the cost of.
For me, also with Adobe Creative Cloud, I'm able to edit audio, video, After Effects. Like I'm able to do high-powered, resource hungry editing through that software on this as well. So it definitely helps out in that regard. And doing this type of stuff, streaming. One of the main reasons I bought my second gaming system was to be able to handle streaming of multiple cameras, multiple graphics, multiple camera angles, all that kind of stuff, while also being able to open up different windows. So it's helped me out tremendously in many different avenues. Where a PlayStation 5 Pro wouldn't be able to do dick. Just saying. Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that I guess we're gonna tie it all together there. Any last final words for PlayStation from either of you on their announcement?
Not impressed.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, not impressed. Don't care. Whatever.
There you go. Not
PC's
impressed.
still
Don't
running
care.
strong.
Whatever. I wish that was like a blurb somewhere in a blog. Not impressed. Don't care. Whatever.
Mike has. I mean, you guys have consoles too, but like I'm not a PC gamer guy, and consoles are what I play on. You have a console, Demonoid? I know.
No, not anymore. I mean, I got a 360 in this closet right behind this wall.
Okay,
but
so you're not. So Mike is an everything guy. So he has all the toys. I mean, I'm a console guy, arcade what up type of guy. Mike's got his Frankenstein one, which is pretty cool in his basement. But yeah, he's got the Simpson one. That's pretty good. I got the X-Men one, classic arcade. But yeah, man, for a console guy, like I'm not like I haven't been a PlayStation guy, but there's not a compelling reason to buy it or even switch over. Like there's nothing, and I'm a guy that upgrades his phone every year to like the best, and there's nothing that grabs me technology wise. Like it wasn't like, ooh, man, that hits me. That I gotta have that. You know what I mean? And I feel like for a console launch, there's got to be one thing that's just different, right? That hasn't been done before. And phones are so good at doing that, like the Highline phones, about putting features in that you haven't had. And I just feel like consoles, like PlayStation, it's just a lazy release. It's the best way to describe it. A very lazy release, unimaginative, nothing really special. It's the vanilla of consoles. It's vanilla ice cream, fat-free vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, even if they would have just had a developer, a gaming studio, release a game in unison with the release of a mid-tier, in the middle console like this, it might have helped it a little bit more. Like, look at what this can do with this game, but it's not really. So
yeah, like I mean, think about it. Like if you had like Halo, if you think Xbox, you think Halo, right? Am I right about that? When you think like that's a game where like
I think Halo, Gears, but yeah.
Gears, yeah.
So Gears, all right. So if you think PlayStation, there used to be damn it. What's the Solid Snake was the name? What was it?
Metal Gear Solid.
Character? Metal Gear Solid. That was a big
God of War. Tony Hawk was originally for only PlayStation. There's a lot of games that have been specific PlayStation releases.
Yeah, for the console,
PlayStation has been the king of games that are only released on PlayStation for a very long time. So yeah, they still are. Xbox has kind of gone away from we have this exclusive game, but PlayStation kind of still holds that title. But we'll see what they're able to come up with next.
It's funny. Like it would have, the console space I think is begging for a game that kind of just like is different, that pops, right? And I think if they did that, they tried to do something different and released it with the console, it would have definitely did a lot better. Like you have to buy this. Like they should have made a game that where like it's gonna look great with this game in conjunction of you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
there you go.
Yeah,
I agree. All right. And I also agree that everybody checking us out, whether you're viewing the podcast, watching it later on, or listening to it on iTunes or Spotify or anywhere else the podcast is on, I agree that you guys should go ahead and not only follow us on all of our social media, Deviant Gamers on TikTok, Deviant Gamer Podcast on Twitter, and you'll find us on Facebook somewhere. But also go over to Apple Podcast and give us a 5-star review. Type in a little something. Just be like, the guys are cool. Or Toxic's weird.
Big dicks.
Or big dicks. Don't put big dicks. They're not going to post big dicks. Well, maybe they will.
You can find me on Instagram look for
Cats
the
are
Godfrey.
yummy.
I'm on there.
Find Godfrey. That's where you send the big dicks, to where Godfrey just told you.
Yep.
But yes, other than that, it's free. We appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to our jackass opinions. We appreciate it. And from all of us here at Deviant Gamer, remember, it's all fun and games.
Until somebody
gets trolled.
Later.